Let's go ahead now and talk about what all we're anticipating when it comes to our weather this weekend. Of course, we know earlier this morning we saw that our first alert weather days were extended from Friday and Saturday to Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and early Monday morning. And of course, we all want to be prepared of what could happen, right? Let's go now to our reporter, Michael Richardson, who is helping us kind of see how folks are preparing for this weather mix that we're expecting later this week. Michael, I hope you're staying warm out there. I know it's a rainy day, but not as cold as what we can expect later this week.
Well, good to see you, Hannah. And luckily, it's not too bad. I got my coat on. I like to call this a survivor coat because it keeps me warm. But right now, I'm at Gas and Supply on the Southwest Loop, and this line, you see a bunch of cars behind me. I'm gonna try and pivot the camera a bit. Pardon my. Sometimes the directions can be a little weird, but people have been lining up for propane for quite a bit now. It actually extended all the way into the loop, into the street. As people are getting prepared for this potential wintry weather over the weekend. They're wanting to get propane to make sure, in case electricity does go out, that they can provide heat, and that they can, have what they need to go through the weather. I've actually been able to speak with quite a few residents so far. Some of them tell me they've never seen a line quite like this. It's not actually right now. It is pretty long. Let me try and change this angle a bit. Yep, you can see it going out there into the street. There's some honking. Let me try and do another 360 so you can kind of see it. There we go. Yeah, there's probably several dozen cars here right now, at least. I mean, at least 20 cars, I gotta say. But yeah, there's quite a few. There's quite a few people getting propane now.
Okay, so again, I know you're not too far away from any grocery stores. Are you also seeing people heading to the grocery stores? Is there just a lot of people out right now trying to prepare?
A lot of people right now are trying to prepare. I plan on going to a hardware store actually later today. One of the owners was telling me that yesterday he was actually running out of supplies for faucets, like faucet covers. So those are in great demand. So if you're going to a store, it may be a bit tough to find um, essentials right now. But as we go to get closer to the weekend, I expect to see more demand, a bit more potentially longer lines at areas like grocery stores.
All right, Michael, we appreciate this update, giving us a closer look at how people are responding to what we're all anticipating, especially the alerts that we're getting from our weather team and what's being talked about on social media. Thank you so much for giving us a visual representation of that. All right, y'all, let's go ahead now and just kind of shift gears. I know Michael had mentioned, there was, a high demand in those covers to cover up your faucets outdoors, but think about the other ways that you can do that. Cody and I, we were just talking earlier this morning about how you can be very creative with, a Whataburger styrofoam cup and some, grocery store plastic bags, stuffing it up and just finding ways to make do, right? And also taking care of our pets, the 4Ps, right? That we would need to think about when it comes to these colder temperatures. Pets, people, pipes, and oh gosh, the plants. Thank you. I always forget plants. But again, there's a reason why we have to think about all of the different aspects when it comes to our forecast and trying to be prepared and also just aware. I know you're going to be getting a lot of information on social media and this, that, and the other, but making sure you have a reliable source that is not going to inflate what possibilities there could be. Our First Alert weather team, they're trying very hard to make sure they're very intentional about what they're presenting and what information they're giving out because we don't want to scare you. There's no reason for that. We want you to be prepared, of course, but also have a good realistic view of what is expected. And Cody has mentioned throughout the morning that we're going to have a more clear understanding of what is expected for us tomorrow and, of course, Friday. So make sure you have that First Alert weather app handy, have it downloaded, turn on those notifications, and of course we're going to continue to keep you updated right here on East Texas Now as well during our newscasts and everything else in between.